Iran, Russia and China are gearing up to run a series of major war drills in Latin America in a show of force meant to signal how these militaries can reach the United States. Based on a report from Washington Free Beacon, this is a huge shocking report which shows that US enemies are carrying out the same policy that Washington has been practicing against them. Let's have a look to know what's happening. Venezuela, under leadership of anti-U.S. socialist President Nicolás Maduro, is scheduled to host these war games in mid-August. Along with 10 other nations, Russia, China and Iran will move their militaries into the Western Hemisphere for war drills that will preposition forward-deployed military assets in Latin America. Nicolás Maduro recently wrapped up a diplomatic tour of the Middle East in which he inked a 20-year strategic deal with Iran that laid the groundwork for an Iranian oil tanker to dock in Venezuela and offload Tehran's illicit crude. The strategic deal between Iran and Venezuela is meant to mirror similar strategic agreements that Islamic Republic signed with China and Russia in recent years. Actually, Tehran started this challenge for the United States by exporting as much as oil they want to the Venezuela despite warnings from the Washington. Iran has been boosting its military and economic presence in Latin America, especially in Venezuela in recent 2 decades, even before Russia and China paid attention to this country. Tehran and Moscow helped Maduro's government stay in power during hard times when US was determined to change the regime there, and Maduro is now paying off by providing a chance for biggest US enemies to have an unprecedented drill near US borders. Iran, Russia and China have had 2 mutual drills in Persian Gulf and Sea of Oman in recent years, but this time geography makes a huge difference. After all, this plan could be a warning or a threat for United States, but they know better than anyone. As they say, what goes around comes around. When they deploy military forces and weapons to the borders of Iran, China and Russia in Persian Gulf, Taiwan and Ukraine. Although this is just a drill, not real deployment, but the more US puts pressure on them, the more we are going to see these kinds of reactions, especially at the time when Tehran, Beijing and Moscow believe that the world is no more a unipolar US-controlled structure. So the consequences of one's actions will have to be dealt with eventually. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and also to share your opinion with me.